everyone, this is Cindy from Stamped with Aloha, and today I'm going to share with you a brand new punch art card. Now today's card is going to feature some brand new products that are going to be released next month in our Stampin' Up! May 2022 to April 2023 annual catalog. So let's go ahead and get started on today's project. So the suite that I'm going to feature from our new annual catalog is called Sweet Songbirds, and I'm going to be using a couple of the images from the Sweet Songbird Stamp Set, and I'll be doing punch art using the Songbird Builder Punch. Another product you're going to see in today's card is the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, as well as the gorgeous Tea Boutique note cards and envelopes. I'm the most excited about these. All right, so for today's project, I'm going to start with using this red envelope and the red card base. And this is a brand new Stampin' Up! Color. It's called Sweet Sorbet. So I'm going to put this to the side and let's get started with our punching. The first punch I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 punches out of this Songbird Punch. So I'm going to punch here, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to punch again over here. So with Early Espresso cardstock, I'm just going to be using these 2 punches. Now, using the same punch, I'm going to take a piece of Petal Pink, and then I'm going to punch on the side here, and I'm just going to punch this part. I don't need the tail of the bird for this one. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that 2 times. All right, for the next punch, I'm going to be using a piece of the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, and then I'm going to punch that with this punch here. This is the Cactus Builder Punch, and this is a part of a collection with the Cactus Cutie Stamp Set. This is currently in our mini catalog. So I'm going to start by taking the scrap paper, and over near the edge, I'm going to just punch a little notch right out of the edge of the Designer Series paper. And then I'm going to take this part of the Cactus Builder Punch, and I'm going to just line it up and punch it so that that little notch that I made is in the center of the bottom of that punch. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you can see that, I'm going to punch it right there. All right, so with these 5 pieces, we can go ahead and start assembling our little girl. This is all that we need to create the face and the body. All right, so I'm going to start with this piece here. This will be the face, and then I'm going to take this piece here, and we're going to create hair out of this. And I want this little girl to have really full, fun hair with pigtails. All right, so this is going to go approximately right there, and then we're going to pick up the other punch, and we're going to wrap it around so that it goes right there. Now I kind of line it up first before I glue it because I want to make sure that I have everything where I want it to go. And so you can see that you want to make sure that you don't have any open spaces right there. You want that to sit right up there against the skin. And then you also want to leave a little gap right here where we can attach the body. Okay, so I'm going to carefully remove this one, and I'm going to kind of remember where I put that, and then just go ahead and place a little adhesive here. And then I'm going to bring this around, and hopefully I got that in the same spot. It's kind of fun when you're building these because, you know, even if it's not exactly the same every time, it's sort of like when you're putting them together, they just get different personalities based on how they come out. So it's kind of a fun surprise. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little adhesive here, and then we're gonna overlap that. And again, just leaving a little gap here where we're gonna add the body, okay? So that looks really good. I like that little part of the punch. It kind of makes it look like she went to a fancy salon and got a nice angled haircut there. So she's looking really good, and she'll really come to life when we add her face. But right now, let's work on the body. So we're gonna use this for her body, and then we're gonna use this for her clothes. So I'm gonna just take the adhesive and place a little bit of adhesive on the back here. And then I'm gonna slide that right there. And instantly you can see her neckline and her arms forming. Now, of course, we're not gonna worry about this because this is gonna get covered up. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna pick up the face, and then I'm gonna just put the tiniest amount of glue right there under her chin. And then I'm going to mount her on there like so. Okay, and just press it down and just go ahead and center that, and then just give that a minute to dry. All right, now we can go ahead and work on the stamping. And so what's really fun about this Sweet Songbird Stamp Set is that this set comes with 2 different sets of eyes that you can put on these cute little birds when you stamp them. Well, we're gonna use those 2 sets of eyes to make not only eyes, but also a mouth for our little punch art girl. So we're gonna start with Memento ink. I'm gonna ink up the 2 little dots, And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp her eyes. Next, I'm going to take the other set of eyes, but this time I'm going to use a Stampin' Up marker. I'm going to use polished pink, and I'm just going to ink up one of the eyes with my marker. Then I'm going to take it and flip it upside down, and I'm going to just line it up, and you got her little smile. I'm going to finish this up with a Stampin' Up marker. This is Blushing Bride, and I'm just going to color some rosy cheeks. So let's go ahead and pull out the card base. And again, I'm using one of these super cute new Sweet Sorbet card bases. This is a part of the Tea Boutique collection, the Tea Boutique No Cards and Envelopes. And then I am going to use for a base for my focal point a scallop contour die. So this is a really great die set that has been available for a while, but it is one of my go-to die sets for cards. And we're gonna center that right in the middle of this note card. You can see how pretty that polka dots and the scallop is gonna look together. So I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna add 5 dimensionals. All right, and just like magic, my dimensionals are there. I've removed the backing, and then I'm gonna turn this over and I'm gonna center this on the front of my note card. So then we're gonna take our little punch art girl. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna add some adhesive to the back. And then I'm going to line her on here so that her hair is up here by that scalloped line. So it's just gonna cross that scalloped line a tiny little bit, and we'll center her right there in the middle. And now we're ready to add our sentiment. So for the sentiment, we're gonna be using a stamp from Slim Sayings. This is gonna be a birthday card, but I want the front of it to say, "You really are fabulous." I'll be stamping with the brand new Sweet Sorbet ink, which is what I love about Stampin' Up and how all of our colors coordinate. So this is the same new color as the card base. And we're gonna be stamping on a 1 1/4 by 2 1/4 piece of basic white cardstock. So let me ink up my stamp and then stamp right in the middle. Nice. Okay, then I'm gonna pick this up and we're gonna layer this. And so I'm gonna layer it again with coordinating colors. I'm gonna start with Petal Pink. This is a 1 1/2 by 2 1/2 petal pink. So I'm gonna place that on there and glue those two together. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one more layer, but this time I'm gonna use the Designer Series paper. And this is a 1 3/4 by 2 3/4 of the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper. So I'll put my adhesive on the second layer and I'll adhere it to that third layer. All right, so my sentiment is done. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna add 2 dimensionals to the back. Take off the backing. And then I'm gonna place this on the front. And it should be, I'm hoping that it will be where now I'm gonna cross that little stitch line on the bottom, and that should cover up the body, which is why we didn't have to make the whole body, because it's like she's just peeking over this little sentiment sign there. All right, to finish up this card, you know, a lot of times when I do punch out, I like to put flowers in their hair. And we do have some brand new flowers embellishments that are coming out in the new catalog, but I haven't gotten them yet. But I thought it would be really fun to take a piece of the Tea Boutique paper that coordinated with these colors and to fussy cut a cluster of flowers. So I just took out my scissors and then I fussy cut this little cluster of flowers right out of the Designer Series paper. So let me put a dimensional on the back of this cluster. And then I'm gonna put these fun flowers in her hair. Okay, to finish up this card, I'm just gonna add some iridescent jewel rhinestones. And I'm gonna place one on that flower, medium one in this flower, and then I'll place the third one right here. All right, so the card is done, and then the fun thing is that we'll be able to package this in one of the coordinating Tea Boutique envelopes that goes with this set. Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you are interested in seeing the other things that I create or some of the classes that I offer, be sure to go check out my website, which is stampedwithaloha.com. And if you like this video today, be sure to give it a thumbs up or leave a comment to let me know. I always love hearing from you. Well, thanks again for joining me. I hope that you'll come back and stamp with me again real soon. Until then, aloha.